Hello YouTube and welcome back to Kanakadea's Quest. We're in episode 18, and remember from the last episode, we just found our stronghold. It looks like we're still slightly above it. I can see a staircase. I'm cutting through the outer layer. And I should mention this is actually the first time I've ever actually been inside one of these things myself. I should also mention that I forgot to bring arrows with me. Only thing dropping on my head while I'm in this thing. I'll light this up here and go on inside. Where are we? Y46, so not gonna find any diamond or anything around here. We are in a forest hills biome, so I'm not gonna find any emerald. So this is gonna be strictly a reconnaissance mission. Okay, now if I remember correctly, the only thing really dangerous inside one of these things is in the portal room itself, where there is always a silverfish spawner. It connects to this little pool over here. I don't like the look of that. Again, I've never been inside a stronghold before, and I guess I'm prepared to be a good word for it, but I'm also very wary, because the last time I saw a stronghold, it was a long time ago. So I don't know if they've updated the code to include anything nasty. I'm going, you don't have to shoot me. Okay, got a chest and a zombie. What the heck kind of armor is he wearing? Enchanted iron. I think I hear a baby zombie. I can't remember if the chests in here are trapped or not. No, they're not. There are no trapped chests, but there are tripwires. There he is. Hey, little guy. Oh, you know, I forgot to mention in the last episode, while I was in my zombie spawner, I actually had a chicken rider spawn from the zombie spawner. That's a witch. And I'm poisoned. I gotta get out. I really don't fly. Why? Okay, I'm gonna need a minute. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. It took me a little while, and I brought Lucky with me. But I made it, and I brought arrows. So, hopefully, my stuff is still here. I just gotta find it very carefully. Let's see, I gotta find that chest. I was next to it. Okay. This is not good. Oh, great. This one's got an enchanted bow. No, not again. Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I've got Lucky. And I've got what I had before when I came here. But I lost everything else. Oh, man. I won't deny this is very frustrating. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm very far away from my base. It's okay. My objective is down there. I have a location for it. I'm not prepared for it. I need to make a small base here. I need to get some supplies. And I need to transport them. And I'm contemplating doing a rail over the top over here. But that's going to take so long. But that's what I have to do. So I'm going to do that. Okay. But at the moment, there's not a lot I can do. I'm going to have to start over again. You know what? I'm seriously considering cheating. I mean, I've done creative mode to build things, but I'm seriously thinking about doing keep inventory because this is really irritating the hell out of me. I'll have to give some thought to that, and I'll see what I can do. I'm gonna head back to the base and get some stuff together, and then come back here and see what I can build. Be right back. Okay, so I went back to the base and grabbed what I could find. Mostly gold. I have some gold stuff, some tools. I brought some iron with me, a little bit of wood and some cobblestone to get started. I'm not building anything extravagant, but I need something here, if nothing else, just to put a bed so when I keep dying, I don't have to run so far behind. This is incredibly frustrating, and I don't know how to deal with this. So right now, all I can do is cut wood and punch some trees. So I feel like I'm starting over again without actually starting over. I've got some supplies, but not a heck of a lot. I need to turn this into a reasonable little base. So I'm going to need some axes. Probably a couple picks. Definitely another sword, because then it's not going to last very long. And while I'm at it, a pair of shears, a bow, and we'll get lucky. Nope, no such luck. Where'd that thing go? The only thing I have left is my horse at the moment. I guess this is supposed to be as hard as it is. I can't help but think there's something wrong with me. That if I was better at this, then this wouldn't keep happening to me. But I know that that's not the whole story, because it's not just that I don't have enough skill. It's also that when bad things do happen, I don't always have the ability to bounce back from it. One of the reasons whenever I tried to play survival mini games, I could never stand it because I couldn't stand dying all the time. It was one of the things that annoyed me most about World of Warcraft, is that whenever I do raiding and the team I had wasn't very good, or however, and actually for League of Legends too, I hate dying. And it hurts twice as hard when I lose my stuff. I mean, the time is one thing. Losing that amount of time is just irritant, but to have to go back and rebuild because of my mistake is just painful. But I am going to keep doing this, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how long it takes. I'm going to do this. Right now I'm finishing one of our last 3 tasks in Kanakadea's quest. I am building a Stronghold base. To be honest, what's going through my head right now is I am looking forward to playing my modded games. Because in those games it's not about this. Even in those I don't try and I don't try and go to the end. I don't try and beat the game. I can lie and say it's because I don't want to. I do want to because I haven't done it before. But it's hard. It hurts when I get killed. I don't think I'm capable of playing a game casually. I am, to use the normal term I've heard for the concept, a try-hard. I keep trying, and I invest myself heavily in games. It's the only way that I can actually play them. I don't like mini games. I don't like simple stuff. I love the complication, the investment. I feel like unless I invest myself into a game, I can't enjoy it. But at the same time, when you invest yourself in a game like this, and things get hard, or you have setbacks, it's more difficult to bounce back from them. I haven't learned how to do that. Every time it happens, I just make a new game. That's the reason I have 16 Minecraft vanilla worlds. Because whenever it got difficult, or I lost interest, or both, or neither, just made a new one instead of dealing with the situation I had on hand. I think I've actually been that way my whole life. running away from my problems. It's a defense mechanism. I don't like being hurt, which is a normal human emotion, I recognize that, but not everyone deals with it by running away. It's one of the reasons I have a very creative mind. I'm not going to disclose too much, but I'm actually a writer. Not professional, just amateur. The thing I like most about writing is that I'm not where I currently am. It is somewhere else. And it's been difficult going, trying to determine the root of my inspiration, what the ancient Celts called the awen, the fire in the head. But each time I look for it, I cannot find it. But each time I find myself in a situation where I don't want to be, I run to it. So it seems like the only way I can feel inspired, truly inspired, is to be in a situation that is so intolerable to me that I run away in my mind somewhere else. It's pretty sad, isn't it? I'm sure it's like a psychologist would have a field day with that. But what I am learning, and I use the word learning in its most pejorative sense, is that there is value in the journey. Yeah, the goal is the goal. But along the way, flying sheep, the goal is important, but along the way you kind of gain things that you weren't intending to find. And oftentimes there are things that you don't want, that you didn't seek, and therefore you dismiss. But that's a waste. You have to learn from your mistakes. That's what they will tell you, but that's not the whole truth. You have to learn every day. And learning is hard. As you know, I'm an English major, like I said, and I have a series called Hexed Education, so I think it's safe to say I know a fair bit about education in general. I think it was only a few years ago that I formulated this idea about what education actually is. Or rather, what is the purpose of education? And the nearest that I could figure, is that the purpose is to inflict enough pain into a person that they learn without causing damage. I know that's not the best thing you want to hear from someone who's an English major, but it's the truth. Learning is pain. There are ways of learning with less direct forms of pain. There really are. People have different learning styles, that's what we call them, but they're really different coping mechanisms for changing your view of reality. When you educate someone, you really change the way they think. That kind of manipulation is bound to have profound psychological effects. So when you do change someone, you have to be aware of what exactly it is that you're doing. So, yeah, I'm learning. I am most certainly learning. The hardest thing of all is learning how to learn. I guess one of my other defense mechanisms in terms of getting experience what you get when you don't get what you want is I just block it out, make it sort of like it didn't exist. But another thing is I try and justify it. I try to see it in terms other than what it actually is. But it's not. It is as it is. We do the best we can, and when the best that we can do is insufficient, we get out of there, hopefully, with our lives. You know, digital or otherwise. You know, one of the hardest things for teachers to understand is that their students will learn whether or not they're taught. Humans are naturally good at it. Whether or not, with or without the intervention of parents, children will always grow up. That's difficult to understand when you think about a causative universe that is one thing affecting the other. You think you can control everything. Eventually you realize you can't, and so you merely wish you could. So right now, I wish I could control my universe. And here's the seductive part, though. I can. I really can. This is an electronic world. Artificially created. The difference is that I'm here. I am the part that makes this thing real. Without me, this does not truly exist. So what I'm feeling is, in essence, what creates this reality. I know it sounds a bit esoteric, but it's actually true. You know, it's the old adage of, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, did it make a sound? And I've actually had this conversation with a number of my coworkers over the years, and indeed my peers when I was in college. And I've ascribed to the relativist school, which basically says that no, it doesn't make a sound. The impact creates a sonic vibration, which moves through the air because there is air. And the contact of one material against another produces vibrational effects, even heat-based. So there is an interaction, but if there's no sentient life to hear a tree falling in the forest, no, it doesn't make a sound, because the concept of sound is not present. If there's no agent that understands the concept of sound present to record the event, it doesn't happen. None of this is actually real, except I'm experiencing it. But I want it to be real because this is easier. You know, actually, that's a good idea. There we go. I'm gonna make a little. I'm gonna make a sign here. I think one should be fine. Let's see if I can do this in 2 or 3. This is something that my grandfather had on the door to his basement when I was growing up. A bad day at the golf course is better than a good day at the office. And basically it means have fun, because it's all you have. And even if you aren't actually enjoying yourself, you know, a bad day in Minecraft really is better than a good day working. I'll admit there are some days when I dispute that logic, as I make the wrong thing again. But when I'm reminded, I force myself to remember, I see the wisdom. And what you're doing, your try-hard mentality, your, for lack of a better term, your Puritan work ethic. It's really about working. But why do you work? You work to live. If you forget how to live, then why are you working in the first place? As you can see, I put some dirt blocks around here, way down. And I'm pretty sure I'm coming up to my half-hour mark here, and I'm sorry this episode has been so downhill, pun intended. And that my last couple episodes have been pretty depressing, but to be honest, that's what they've been. I should tell you, I considered not publishing these. Just, I don't know, skipping ahead, and just, if I happen to come across continuity error later on, I just say, oh, that was something else, and I'll pass it off as a glitch or fix it or something like that. But this is real. And full disclosure, for those of you who were paying attention earlier, yeah, I did actually cheat. I switched to creative mode so I could fly back and forth between here and my base, because it would take me much longer than just going through the normal way. I want to accomplish this. I'm starting to see now how truly difficult it is. I guess if it wasn't difficult, I wouldn't be able to do it. I heard a news story that Notch and Dinnerbone and the other guys at Mojang, they really want to make the hard mode of Minecraft even more difficult because they felt it wasn't hard enough. Well, I'm playing this on normal mode, and this is harder than I can do most days. So, how do I sum up this episode? We came, we saw, we got our ass kicked, we built a little base, but we're still here. and I'll be back next episode. This has been Kanakadea for Kanakadea's Quest, and take care.